You're watching EAC News. Thanks for joining us. Let's have a look at today's finance. The IXIC index is currently 505.77 points, 1.21 points, or 0.24%. The daily exchange rate is 4,060 Khmer Ringgit to the US dollar. Now let's have a look what else is happening in finance around the world.
World equities fell on Thursday to an 18-month low, with markets dogged by fears high inflation would persist and force central banks to keep tightening monetary policy. In Europe, economic worries were exacerbated by a German warning that Russia was now using energy supplies as a weapon. Europe's continent-wide STOXX 600 index was down 0.75%. MSCI's gauge of stocks across the globe was down 0.69% as of 5:09 p.m. Eastern Time. That flagship global index is nearly 20% lower for the year. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 103.81 points, or 0.33%, to 31,730.3. The S&P 500 lost 5.1 points, or 0.13%, to 3,930.08. And the Nasdaq Composite added 6.73 points, or 0.06%, to 11,370.96. The dollar index rose 0.711% after touching 104.92, its highest since December 12, 2002. The euro was down 0.02% to $1.0377 after falling to 1.0352, its lowest since January 3, 2017. Oil prices settled, mixed on supply fears due to the pending European Union ban on Russian oil. Brent crude fell 6 cents to settle at $107.45 a barrel. WTI crude rose 42 cents or 0.4% to settle at $106.13. Asian shares bounced on Friday, but were set for a second straight weekly loss and remained near June 2020 lows, while the dollar hovered near 20-year highs as investors digested worries about strong inflation and tightening central bank policy. After sharp losses a day earlier, Asian shares rallied on Friday. European equities were also set for a firmer open, with pan-region Euro STOXX 50 futures up 1.08%, German DAX futures up 0.93%, and FTSE futures gaining 0.98%. In afternoon trade, MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan was up around 1.8% from Thursday's 22-month closing low, trimming its losses for the week to less than 3%. Australian shares gained 1.93%, while Japan's Nikkei stock index jumped 2.64%. In China, the blue-chip CSI 300 index was up 0.61%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng rose 2.22%. Cryptocurrency Bitcoin also turned higher, cracking through $30,000 after the collapse of Terra USD, a so-called stablecoin, drove it to a 16-month low of around $25,400 on Thursday. In commodities markets, oil prices were higher against the backdrop of a pending European Union ban on Russian oil, but were still set for their first weekly loss in 3 weeks, hit by concerns over inflation and China's COVID lockdowns slowing global growth. U.S. crude ticked up 1.32% to $107.53 a barrel, and global benchmark Brent crude was up 1.6% at $109.17 per barrel. Spot gold, which had been driven to a 3-month low by the soaring dollar, was up 0.16% at $1,824.61 per ounce. That's all for the latest news on finance. Tune in tomorrow for more.